Hello and welcome back to thoughtbot's AI in Focus. I'm your humble host, developer and CEO at thoughtbot, Chad Pytel, and today I'm joined by our VP of Marketing, Lindsey Christensen.
Hi, Chad. Good to be here. Why did you giggle after you said humble? Is that not true?
Mostly because I just humored myself by coming up with it on the fly.
You know, if you can make one person laugh.
Yes, and if that one person is you, it still counts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so today we're going to do something interesting. We're going to explore using AI to do something that we're doing by hand now. That is a couple things. Helping us when we're writing blog posts maintain a thoughtbot style, do things like sentence case on our titles, that kind of thing. But we've also been recently doing some things with past posts. You want to give folks an overview of what that is that we've been doing?
Sure. Yeah, I keep being told that AI is going to take my job, and I'm like, come on, AI, take some more of my job. But for this specifically, it's SEO improvements. So if you're a fan of thoughtbot, you probably know we have a blog post that has been around, a blog that's been around for a very long time. 20 years of blog posts is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a huge opportunity to kind of revisit some of our older posts, to refresh them, both to make them continue to be useful, as well as improve their discoverability through SEO. So some of that has looked like kind of figuring out what are some of these high opportunity posts, ones that maybe had a lot of traffic or were popular 2-3+ years ago, and revisiting them to see if they can be updated and improve their discoverability, their Google ranks, and things like that. Part of that, it can be simple updates, just one, making sure they kind of match our style guides, which have evolved over the years. Also taking a look at some SEO best practices. Are we linking to other materials? Could we be linking to newer content we've come out with? Are we being descriptive in our title and subheaders, things like that? and making sure we have, the appropriate calls to action.
I have to stop you, Lindsey, because JPL in the chat says we have the best blog ever, and they're glad we do these
Whoa!
videos. So thank you so much, JPL, for watching. And that's a call out too that we are looking at the chat. So if you have questions, comments along the way, definitely drop them in the chat on whatever platform you're watching, and we'll see it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for commenting. Wow. Okay, I'm ready to go now.
Okay.
I'm feeling
So
inspired.
when we were talking about this issue, we have all of our blog posts are stored as markdown files in a Git repo. That's how we collaborate on the posts together. It's how we update them. We make pull requests, that kind of thing. And we, so that gave me the idea. I wonder how GitHub Copilot agent. So this is the one that actually, let me share my screen now. How GitHub Copilot agent would perform with these things, where we actually create a GitHub issue and then assign it to the agent, or ask the agent to give us a pull request review on something that isn't code. It's more like the blog posts. Now, a lot of our blog posts do have code in them, and that's also part of why I'm optimistic that this is going to work. But like most of the times on the show, we're doing this live for real for the first time. So we haven't really tested it to see what the quality of what we're going to get from it.
Yeah. And if you are more on the marketing side than the development side, I describe it as we use GitHub as our CMS for our blog, essentially, what you might use a different content management solution for, because we're a company created by developers for developers, and now it's going to pay off. I think we're going to see.
We'll see what happens. Okay. So if you're not familiar with this, you can assign an issue or pull request a review, and it will do what you ask in theory. This is a paid feature of GitHub. You need to have a pro plan, I believe. And you do have the ability to add special instructions inside of your repo. You can either do it in one file, or you can have path specific custom instructions. So you could say like, hey, for all the markdown files in this place, here are the special instructions you should follow for that. So we're going to try to do things now without special instructions, so we can get a sense of, if we're not providing thoughtbot specific instructions, what kind of feedback are we going to get? And then we'll add special instructions that are specific to thoughtbot, and we'll give it another try and see how that changes the results. And you can configure, if this works and we say we want to do it all the time, you can actually configure automatic code review by GitHub Copilot on all the pull requests in our repo. So if we like this and get good results, it is possible, Lindsey, for us to have it happen on every post.
Very cool.
Okay, so this is the repo. It's called robots.thoughtbot.com, which, if you go there, that does redirect to our blog, but we've since moved it to thoughtbot.com/blog. But
we're being less mysterious about who is writing now.
I think it actually, before that, it was even giantrobots.thoughtbot.com, which also still works. Okay, so we've got, and within the source directory and then the posts is where all the posts are. So going back all the way to 2005. So
wild.
And the way that these are as they're markdown files, so we can go into them we can view the raw markdown, and it's just markdown that's rendered into the posts. So when people are drafting a post, they'll make a pull request. And so here's an example of a post that I wrote a while ago about how Rails is great for AI. And so without any special instructions, we actually did verify we can go back to an old pull request and ask Copilot to review it. So to do that, you click on the gear here and just click on Copilot.
Would I have that option too if I went in right now?
That's a good question. I do not know. You could check. I don't know if it's only on my account because I have a pro account or not.
That's sounding right.
Okay, so when Copilot picks it up, it looks like it summarizes it. So this PR adds a new blog post article arguing that Ruby on Rails is well suited for AI projects, contrary to the common misconception that Python is always the better choice for AI development. Argues against unnecessary over-engineering, provides so there's a grammatical error. There are many existing gems should be there are many existing gems.
Oh boy.
There any many here, let me zoom in. I read it incorrectly so I wrote there any many existing gems, and it should be there are many existing gems.
I've reviewed this too, so that's
well, even when I read it out loud, I said the right word in even though it's wrong in the post. It looks like that's the only suggestion that it had.
Okay. This was a shorter post.
It's a shorter post. We didn't provide any instruction either for what we wanted it to do or something like that. So unfortunately, since it's an old blog post merged in, I can't I can't accept this suggestion.
Oh, okay.
I do wonder, just out of curiosity, right? This PR has already been merged into main. Can you open a new pull request with the grammatical fix? I have no idea whether this is gonna work or not.
Are you just talking to yourself? Does Copilot usually respond on PRs?
Yes. But I actually am realizing I probably should have said, mentioned Copilot.
Like at Copilot.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like I can't do that. Okay. Well, it was a long shot. I didn't think it was going to work anyway. So what we can do though is the way that we can use this as a way to see how the issues work. So if we make a new issue, fix grammatical error, the post has a grammatical error. So Now, if we create this issue, we can assign it to Copilot. Copilot will make a work in progress pull request right away. It shows you, it says what it's going to do. And then you can click through to view session and you can see, you can watch what it's doing. So, this is a pretty trivial example, but I think it's a good sort of example of creating an issue and assigning it.
Yeah, it feels like it would take a while for more or bigger issues.
Yeah. So it's still working. So it took a look at the repository to get a lay of the land. Then it's going to that source. Now I believe GitHub provides instructions to understand how to build and test the project because it's expecting it to be code. So it is installing, because there are scripts and everything to check posts within the repo. So it's automatically detected that, and now it's going to try to set up and use them.
Okay. Is that a one-time setup? Or would it do it for every post or every issue?
In this case, it will. What I've seen is that it does like learn. It doesn't do this from, but it can. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about the answer to that question. What I was going to say was I think it saves the environment once it has a working environment and uses it in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know that that's true off the top of my head. Okay, so while the beauty of this too is you can have it going, doing multiple things at once. So we'll let that run.
Okay.
And now let's add some thoughtbot specific instructions. How does that sound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the way this works is we go to, I have the repo here, and we have a .github directory. So we need to create an instructions directory within there. Oh, let me change the profile streaming. Okay. And it says create one or more name.instructions.md files where name indicates the purpose of the instructions. So we can, what do you think we should name it? Post. Something like blog post instructions.md.
Is this for like a style guide specifically?
Yeah.
It could include that as well.
Okay, and we want it to apply That's not right. Do you remember what it was? It was source posts. And the star is going to make it recursive all the way down. And we only wanted to apply to markdown files. Okay, so writing effective repository custom instructions should be short, self-contained statements that provide Copilot with relevant information to help it work in this repository. Because the instructions are sent with every chat message, they should be broadly applicable to most requests you make in the context of the repository. The exact structure doesn't matter, but here's, okay, provide an overview of the project, including its purpose, goals, and any relevant background information. Include the folder structure of the repository. Specify the coding standards and conventions. Include any specific tools, libraries, or frameworks that are used in the project. These may cause problems. Requests to refer to external resources when formulating a response. Instructions to answer in a particular style, and requests to always respond with a certain level of detail. They might not have the intended results. Okay.
Those seem like they would be valuable things.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try this.
Cool.
So we actually have, if we go over to our README, I think we can start here.
It does refer to it as the giant robots smashing into other giant robots vlog.
Is that better?
Yeah.
This repo only has blog post content. What else should we say about like the blog itself? If anything.
I was my first instinct was to call it a technical blog, but it's not explicitly that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe more like how we refer to the podcast, which is like, generally it's about the business of great products and teams. And it's written by thoughtbot's team. It already knows.
Team members and covers topics related to software development, design, and best practices. How about we say best practices and the business of great software?
Yeah. That's funny.
Okay, so thoughtbot adheres to the. So I'm wondering as we're doing this that like, could we actually tell it to look at the README for this stuff rather than duplicating it? But I don't actually know.
By project overview, does it mean like literally what is this repo? Or are we talking about our goals for what Copilot's going to help us with? Like, is the project the blog or is the project refresh old posts?
I think it's the blog.
Okay.
Because the individual tickets will say what to do.
Gotcha.
Okay, so then style guide. Thoughtbot adheres to the sentence case capitalization style. Sentence, I don't think we need to. We can just say exceptions are made for. Okay, then we also have our voice and tone guidelines on our website. This is a non-website view of the same file here. Do we want this part?
I think so, for sure.
Okay.
I think that will help Copilot considerably. Well, I was wondering if there was a part in this too where we have to do the AI persona prompting. Like, you are a technical writer with 50 years of experience.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. We'll see, but we write in easy to understand words and phrases with broad audience in mind. This sometimes means breaking up sentences and paragraph to optimize for readability. If you can't comfortably read a sentence out loud, it probably needs a more simple rewrite. That's interesting.
Thanks, I wrote that.
And I'm realizing now that what I should actually do is click edit here, and then I can get Markdown directly.
Nice.
So the MailChimp's guide is here.
Yeah,
And
I was curious what you or the AI is going to think of this
yeah,
external
and like it said,
resource.
you can't necessarily, you can't necessarily link to external resources. So,
yeah, and for context for folks, MailChimp has a great voice and tone that felt very much in line with thoughtbots. So we kind of kept our voice and tone instructions short and then linked out if there were additional or specific kind of grammar questions or things like that.
My guess is that this is going to work even though they're saying you can't refer to external links, because MailChimp, the LLM has probably sucked in MailChimp's grammar and mechanics guide.
That'll interesting.
So. Okay. So in order to get this, we're going to need to commit it to main. So it is what it is.
Wait. Yeah. Before you do that sounds scary.
No, it's fine.
I was just reading part of it, and I wanted to make sure. There was a section on case studies, like, that are more formal.
Oh, I didn't include that. Do you think we should?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I just wanted to make sure we weren't, because that would definitely, it might mess up the blog tone.
Yeah. No, I didn't include any of these examples here.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. initial Copilot instructions. Okay, so now those are in the repo. I believe in the space that is correct. If we go back to here, we should be able to requesting a re-review. To request a re-review, click the... Okay. I didn't see that. Okay, there it goes. Oh, you know what? This is going to... I'm realizing it's not going to... Since it's doing the pull request on an old branch, which doesn't include those instructions we just committed, it might not pick them up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it didn't pick them up. It said it reviewed 1 out of 1 change files in this pull request and generated no new comments. Let's go back and check on that initial implementation. The fix for the grammatical error. So here's the pull request that was opened up, fixing the grammar that we asked it to. And we can go over and see it only changed that. So that looks good.
Success.
By default, so with Copilot, open PRs, workflows don't run automatically. You have to approve them in order to run. It ran CI, but we have an auto merge for some, like a special workflow. So it's not going to run these special workflows by default. But we'll click on ready for review to make it not be draft anymore. And then we can squash and merge that.
Cool. So we had a grammar fix success.
Yeah. So just thinking how to let's try the requested upstream branch does not exist. Yeah, this branch was deleted. Well, let's confirm my suspicion that it's not picking up the instructions on the old pull requests.
It could also have just passed it all. Right?
Yeah. Well, I know this one now doesn't have sentence case as the title.
Aha.
So
a test.
This blog post is also a lot longer, and it has example code in it.
Which we haven't yet asked,
Mm-hmm.
is my code up to date?
Oh, and look, we're live on Twitch.
Hi! Oh no, is this live?
I've got too many tabs open. I keep on losing my place.
Classic.
Here it is. Okay, this PR adds new blog post article about implementing machine learning. There's a grammatical error. There's a typo. Use to answer should be use it to answer. Oh, there's errors here.
Did I review this one too?
Probably.
Gosh. All right.
Yeah, but it's not picking up the special instructions as far as I could tell.
Gotcha. It's still doing the grammar.
Yeah. Okay. So that means we've got to do something new in order to get it to do that. So how about we you had a one, right? Why factories?
Yes.
So this is the post on thoughtbot.com, why factories. It was originally written January of 2018. It was updated on December of 2022. And so if we go over and we create a new issue, we do that same workflow again. What do we want to say? Review and update why factories post to
let's say comply with our style guide and improve SEO.
Sure, yeah. And then we've been using some guidelines for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
I'm just copying and pasting them.
Kind of a short list I've been using when taking a look at our past posts to optimize for these things.
Yeah. So updating the title to sentence case, optimize the title, subtitles, and teaser description for keywords. Our SEO
I guess that should be subheaders, not subtitles. Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah. Explore whether to add more keywords to the meta teaser description. Are there opportunities to thoughtfully add more links to more recent thoughtbot resources without going too heavy? Let's make sure there's a strong call to action to work with thoughtbot at the end. Is any of the content out of date and in need of updating? Do you have other recommendations for SEO improvements to this post? We're just saying why factories. I wonder whether we need to point out the specific file. It will. I'm confident it will find it. And
or would you even start from the file?
Say that again.
Is there a way in which you would start from the old Y factories file and then is that I don't know the logistics. Usually if I was going to edit an old post, I would go to the original file and then go into edit. But I guess that's different than creating an issue.
You're right. So in this case, we only just need to tell it which post we want it to review.
Okay.
I'm confident that it will find this based on the title.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just do that.
Okay, let's try.
Okay, so created the issue, and then we're going to assign it to Copilot. So we do have the opportunity here to provide additional instructions, but it's going to pick up our special instructions, I believe. So we shouldn't need to do that. Let Copilot coding agent set things up for you. Coding agent works faster and does higher quality work when set up for your repo.
That's different than our instructions.
Let's click the link and see.
Set of Copilot instructions. It's funny. I'm getting email notifications that these are happening because I am reviewer on the posts.
So I don't know if it's not picking them up or it's just, saying we can do more. Because they're not repository level instructions. We limit it to just the markdown posts. Okay, yeah. See, it viewed the instructions. So,
Oh, cool.
so it's setting everything up there. So it did find the post.
Oh yeah.
We could probably. I mean, it's nice that it's looking at the code, but we could probably tell it that it doesn't need to run the tests. Although, I mean, because those checks check things like broken links and that kind of stuff as well. So I guess it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that would be good. But maybe not all of it. Maybe
Right.
specific things like broken links.
So it's saying, let me analyze the current post and start making the necessary improvements. Now let me update the introduction to be more SEO friendly and add more specific terminology. Now let me update the section headers to sentence case and enhance the content.
Okay.
Let me add more links to recent thoughtbot resources by updating the factories section.
Ooh.
Now let me add more internal links and update the links section. So you can click into here and see specifically what it's changing when it does that. Thoughtbot, we commonly use FactoryBot in our Rails testing practices. And then it linked to the testing tag on our blog.
Is Factory Boy a thing?
Yeah, that's part of the existing
Okay.
post, I believe. Uh, what is it? Fixtures replacement based on thoughtbot's factory bot.
Oh, okay. Someone else's.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared for the content changes it's going to make.
I know. Okay.
And that's another thing we'll definitely want to talk about today is like human oversight
Right.
for this.
Oh, it changed the title from Why Factories to Why Factories with in sentence case.
That's not very SEO. I was expecting why factories for Ruby on Rails applications.
Um,
Huh.
okay, so it's providing a summary. We can actually go back to the pull request itself, and we're going to be able to see this in the view. So enhance the teaser, improve tags, keyword optimization, updated the introduction to specifically mention Ruby on Rails projects and FactoryBot. Internal linking, added reference to thoughtbot's Rails testing practices to connect readers to more resources. Added new building better Rails testing practices section with clear call to action, encouraging readers to work with thoughtbot. Enhanced context, updated the factory section to mention thoughtbot's common use of FactoryBot, establishing authority. SEO keywords integrated. The post now naturally incorporates key search terms, including Ruby on Rails, FactoryBot testing, Rails testing, and test factories throughout the content without compromising readability or educational value. It's very presumptuous. These changes align the post with thoughtbot's current style standards while making it more discoverable to developers searching for Rails testing guidance and factory pattern best practices. Okay, we can go over and look at the actual diff. So would we actually lowercase this f in the factory?
I don't think so because it is kind of a proper noun, right? For Ruby on Rails.
Sort of, yeah.
That's something I would go off and Google after seeing it. And I'm shocked though that it didn't add Ruby on Rails to the title. Noun, right? N-O-U-N.
Yeah, thanks. Understand. So the teaser has a. Wait, what is the original teaser? Understanding why we use factories helps us write faster, more readable tests. So it's saying understanding why we use factories in Ruby on Rails testing helps us write faster, more readable tests with FactoryBot and other testing tools.
I think that's a good improvement. I think when we write FactoryBot, though, we do factory_bot. This is also something that might be a newer kind of style we've adopted.
Yeah. See, here it is in this post is like this.
Yeah.
These days, most Ruby on Rails. So it's expanding just Rails to Ruby on Rails. Use some form of test factories in their testing setup. What problem do factories like FactoryBot solve, and why are they needed in Rails testing? That does not make sense.
Yeah, you could keep in Rails testing at the end, probably, right?
Yeah.
But
What
it's maybe
problem do factories solve
unnecessary to
and why are
mention
they
that
needed
again.
in Rails testing?
Yeah. Oh, you're writing very nice PRs to the AI. Comments.
You gotta stay nice. Would we do this?
How will they learn?
Yeah. Would we do sentence case here too?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. This approach to setting up test data is so helpful that many languages have libraries for writing test factories, such as Ruby's factory bot, Elixir's Machina, and Python's factory boy, among others. At thoughtbot, we commonly use factory bot in our Rails testing practices.
Wow, I didn't even realize. Is Factory Boy really common with Python? Inspired by us? We should be bragging about that more, if so. For me to Google later.
Yeah, this is interesting because I think it's a good idea to do an internal link here.
Uh-huh.
But what it's suggesting to link to is just the blog tag for testing.
Yeah.
Whereas we have a book about testing Rails. So that
Is
would
it
be
on thoughtbot.com?
yeah.
Okay, then we can link it.
Oh, we haven't rebuilt this one yet, so it's just available as a PDF, not a web page.
Then it wouldn't be for an SEO link, wouldn't
Right.
be valuable.
Okay. So we'll leave that then as is. Or you don't need to satisfy Rails validations. Railses. Yeah, this one was wrong. I wonder whether it should be S apostrophe.
Right.
Actually, no, I think the way it's suggesting it is right. I caught this typo here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it added this ending, building better Rails testing practices. Understanding the proper use of factories is just one part of building robust Rails applications. At thoughtbot, we've been helping teams improve their testing practices and build better Rails applications for over a decade.
2 decades. Do you think it'll learn that for the next one?
I don't know. Want to improve your Rails testing strategy or need help building a more maintainable Rails application? Let's work together. It did the right hire us link to create software that stands the test of time.
Yeah, the last part is maybe a little bit more whimsical than we usually write, but overall, very good.
So it was reading the comments and making adjustments, so you can see the pull request has been updated. So we can click on refresh there, and what did it change? Well, we don't need Copilot to
yeah.
So would we keep this, or would we? How would we actually write that?
I mean, I think maybe even just taking off the last part of the last line to create software that stands the test of time, and just
So it's
having
just let's work together.
yeah. And then the only other thing that we might change.
What are you thinking?
Is we try to be like pretty judicious or light with like saying thoughtbot as
Yeah.
opposed to just our team to keep it a little more casual in that part. So it might just change
So
at
like
thoughtbot to at the in the call
just
to action at the very end.
oh, okay. What about this one here? Because this could just
Oh
be we
yeah,
commonly use FactoryBot.
yeah.
I mean, this is a awkward thing to say anyway because we're the authors of FactoryBot.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I think there was they suggested saying like Ruby's factory bot, and we're kind of leaving out the fact that it's yes, it is for Ruby, but it's thoughtbot's factory bot. And maybe it's at that part you were just editing, saying
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's why we created and use.
Yeah. Oh, we actually wrote that originally as
Okay.
Ruby's FactoryBot.
Yeah, I get it because he's calling out like the different
Mm-hmm.
technologies. But so maybe in yeah, that second part we can specify. Not only am I a customer,
Yeah. What would we actually say here?
um, yeah, maybe as the authors and maintainers, we commonly use FactoryBot in our Rails testing practices.
What I'm not. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now it's picking up. It wasn't like when Copilot sees what you're doing, it leaves the little eyes on it, but they weren't there, so I didn't seem to be picking it up.
I was
Uh,
wondering what the little eyes were.
yeah. So in the context of this, factory is sort of a proper noun, so we'll want to keep it capitalized. And then it responded, "You're absolutely right. I've corrected the title to why factories, keeping factories capitalized." So it's committing a change now to. So let's take another look at the post. I'm wondering whether the tag is actually factory bot
I was curious as
with a
well.
space.
Factory space bot doesn't seem right, but maybe.
Right. You know, our tags tend to be all over the place. Yeah, the actual tag is factory underscore bot.
Is it? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, sorry, it's up in the URL.
Gotcha.
Now, that being said, it's possible that spaces are here. We can figure this out. We have the technology.
Or it could be when Joelle wrote it, that was a tag we had.
Right. Okay. And we grep. Yeah, see, so here's the posts, and it's other posts, and it's using factory underscore bot as its tag. I would actually say do not introduce new tags that are not used in other posts. In fact, we have guidelines for tags in the README. Let's see what they say.
But what if is it possible that there are tags in older posts that we don't use anymore? Or would they have been removed?
We've done some cleaning up, but tags help our readers find related blog posts. Our footer ads use tags on a post to determine which ad to display. We have several main tags: news, playbook, design, web, iOS, Android, fun. When was the last time we used a fun
post in a while?
let's take a quick diversion. Let's look at what the last
I don't know. The
post.
ones from the early aughts, I don't take responsibility. There's a lot of swear words. Don't go back there.
Oh, okay. Peek inside my meeting facilitation playbook. That doesn't sound very fun. Sorry,
yeah, that's a trap.
What do our workspaces look like?
Okay, that's fun.
Turn your code into pixel art.
That's fun.
Meowifier, a history lesson. Okay. It's not a. We had a big gap there. Look, from 2016 to 2019, we didn't have any fun.
Wow. And then the pandemic hit, and we're like,
look, nothing from 2019 to 2023. No fun. Okay, we got distracted by the tags. But where did the README go? In addition to one or more of the main tags, tag your post with other relevant tags like testing or CSS. Try to use a tag that's already been used so that we build up related posts, but don't be afraid to break new ground. Tags are comma separated, and multi-word tags should be separated by spaces. Tags should be lowercase, or the post won't import our thoughtbot.com database. Try putting the main tag last because the ad scan tags from left to right. Okay. So I think we could take this. Actually, let's take this. If your tag contains a hyphen or underscore, for example, it's the name of a gem like Capybara WebKit, please add it to our tag allow list in your PR. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Okay. So I think we can, if we say tags, oops. Oh no. Okay. Oh, it did mess up the wrapping. That's my fault. Okay. So design web, and actually this is no longer the case. It's design, development, and product. Design, development. Oh, what did I do? Huh. Okay. In addition to one or more of the main tags, tag your post with other relevant tags like testing or CSS. If your post is about one of our products or open source libraries, tag it with the name of the product. Is this useful instructions? The one thing I did want to say is do not introduce new tags that have not been used on the blog before.
Yeah. Don't break new ground.
There was something about the tag allow list. So valid tag check.
Paul Revere. Tell me your company founded in Boston without telling me.
Well, we also have a gem called Flutie, named after Doug Flutie.
And Flutie Flakes.
Yes. So I think we could say
the one other thing that comes to mind with tags and SEO is like our tag pages for like Rails are strong landing pages for Ruby on Rails at keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, like some of our older posts, they might just have tags like web and not Rails or Ruby on Rails. And that could be a valuable refresh for old posts.
Yeah. I think you're right. And we avoid, and we've historically, like, the work required to do those things, we've, it's been hard to get motivated to do that. So that
But if
might
we're
be a good
going into
use
a
of,
post to
yeah,
update it
exactly.
for SEO, then I'm
Um,
also realizing that's a part of the instructions I've been leaving out that could be helpful.
right. So, um, how would we write that? If a post uses the web tag, it should be replaced with development. If a post doesn't have a more specific tag along with development, one should be added. For example, a post about Rails should have both Rails and development tags.
Mm-hmm.
Put the main tag development design last. We don't need to tell it why. How does that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
And then
Add
it's got the instructions not to make one up that
for
hopefully avoids any unnecessary creativity.
While we were working, oh no, that's just the Copilot. The one we already merged. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So we've added the tags. We needed to, there was one thing. Oh, so this, we can just, Ruby Rails. Oh, it did add the Rails tag there.
Nice.
So now, given our tag instructions, it should not do this.
Will it do development instead of web?
That's what it should do. But I'm wondering whether we need to modify that instruction. Do we want it to remove the web tag or just add development? I think we don't want it to remove tags from posts.
Probably.
What do you think?
Oh, no. I'm going to go to the blog to take a look.
Okay.
I feel like development's probably more likely what people are looking for instead of web.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a matter of whether we're okay with, like, the tags on a post. A tag being removed means that post is going to be removed from that index page
Yeah.
of posts.
Yeah, I think leave web. I'm taking a look. We're still using it frequently. The World Wide Web.
It should also be tagged with development.
Yeah, great.
So what do we actually just... I like how we're just committing to main here. Everyone else is probably looking at this, freaking out. So if we go back to this and we say Copilot rebase against main because there are new special instructions. Lies pop up.
Spooky.
Okay. Was there something else we wanted to try?
Well, we had the idea of using it with a completely new post, but we didn't prepare a new post.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would follow the same logic in the review process.
I think so. Do you have any posts that are in draft now?
I don't.
I don't either. Let's see if... it's sort of weird to just run it on someone's post without telling them.
Yeah. I know.
We could do it on one of Kelly's posts. She's not going to know.
No, I wouldn't do that post. I was looking at the same thing and decided against it. But it should work the same, right?
It should work the same. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I cannot perform git rebase operations due to the authentication limits in this environment. The branch will need to be rebased manually or through the GitHub interface to incorporate the new special instructions from main. Okay.
What's the issue?
So it's saying it can't rebase. It can't pull in the things from main, so it needs me to do it.
I was just thinking of something also in the Y Factories post. I suppose none of the code snippets were out of date. That was the other thing I was interested in testing was, can it recognize when technical content's out of date and needs refreshing? And if not that post, I wonder if there's another, just grab a really old one that's definitely out of date.
Yeah, let's look at the Y Factories post. We didn't provide instructions for it to do that, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, did we not? We had it in that my little snippet of like bullets I usually go through to refresh. Is any of the content out of date? I think.
Is any of the content out of date and need of updating?
Yeah.
If we go here, we can see I think we need to be a little bit more explicit.
Yeah, like the technical content or the code
Right.
snippets. Instead of like SEO content.
Right. So what we can do, okay, it finished what it was doing there. If we instead say, do another pass to check whether any of the code or technical content is out of date and need of updating.
Cool.
So what it did after I rebased, I mentioned I couldn't perform. This is, oh, it lost the thread on the question I was asking.
Oh.
Do you have another post that we could start it working on? Maybe this one?
Sure.
Because we know this one has.
Yeah, I'm sure an AI post from 2 years ago is probably has something out of date.
If we go back to that, is any of the content,
Does that one have code in it?
technical content or code out of date and need of updating?
Cool.
Okay. This will be the grand finale here.
That's great. And for anyone joining late, just a reminder that JPL did say the videos and the blog are the best.
So it is, yeah, cool. So based on my analysis of the content, I can identify several areas that may need updating for a 2018 post. Factory bot syntax. The current example uses the modern factory bot syntax with create user, which is still current. Rails active record. The application record, base class, and validation syntax shown are still current and best practice. The factory definition blocks using blocks is the current recommended syntax. However, I noticed one potential improvement. The factory definition could be updated to use more realistic and current approaches. This is correct. This is how we do things typically now. We had to make it more explicitly namespaced to avoid some issues. It's still working. It's nice to be able to, especially like, it's like, oh, it did check this and it's still current. That in and of itself is nice for you to see.
Yeah.
Assuming it's right. So now if we go back to the pull request, you can see it would have commented for me. I've reviewed the technical content and updated several areas. Replaced generic default values with more realistic examples. Improved the helper method with default parameter syntax. Updated test expectations to match realistic data. And added mention of compatibility with modern testing frameworks. The core concepts and best practices remain current and valid. Oh, firewall rules block me from connecting to one or more addresses. I tried to connect to the following addresses, but was blocked. Practicing Ruby and thoughtbot.com. We should actually unblock thoughtbot.com.
Interesting.
The where you do that is over here. If you go to coding agent, the firewall is enabled. You can add an allow list for thoughtbot.com. And now it'll be able to browse to thoughtbot.com. That's nice. So if we look at the actual changes, see how it kept the web this time? That had been removing web, but I see it didn't add the development tag. So it didn't quite interpret that rule correctly. And then in terms, so I don't know how I feel about this change.
I thought you said that was the correct new way to
No,
do
just changing from default to John Doe Boston. Like, and then this is the technical change. The factory bot .define wrapping.
that. Okay. You mean you don't like the change of that specific name and location?
Yeah. Same here, where it's like user location was being set to default, and now it's suggesting setting it to Boston instead.
We need a name and location randomizer.
Okay. Let's see if it's done with this one. Okay, it's still going down the checklist that it made of what it's going to do.
Cool. That's nice that it shows you where it is in the process.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's almost done.
So now in theory, instead of like needing to ask a developer, review this post for new content, I could tag someone on specific changes and say, is this accurate?
Right.
Less cognitive overload.
Okay, so it finished.
Cool.
Okay, so it changed to title case, which was correct. Teaser. Okay, what we had was we have a lot of internal and external documentation about how we do things at thoughtbot. I explored how we could make ChatGPT able to answer people's questions using this documentation. This article shows how to do it and the results. And it suggested how to integrate ChatGPT with Rails and Elasticsearch to create an AI-powered documentation search system. We built a machine learning solution that answers questions using internal company knowledge, complete with Ruby code examples and implementation details.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
So the tags that used to be with artificial intelligence and machine learning, it is suggesting ChatGPT, OpenAI, Ruby on Rails, Elasticsearch, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and it did add the development tag.
Okay.
I don't know whether see, we have used the OpenAI tag before, but it's introducing a new ChatGPT tag.
It disobeyed the instruction.
Disobeyed, but like that, in some ways, like if we knew that it was, we could probably provide better instructions for how to verify that a tag hasn't been used before, and we could probably say like call out if a tag has never been used before or something like that, because we may actually want to introduce a ChatGPT tag. I don't know. Okay, what it's doing is, while we have a custom internal search engine built with Ruby on Rails, what it used to say is, while we have a custom internal search engine that searches all of this, it can be sometimes. That's a good change, actually.
It is a good change.
And it's linking thoughtbot.com/services Ruby on Rails.
I love that.
It can sometimes be difficult to quickly find what you're looking for, particularly if it's the answer to a specific question. And it fixed my typo of it's without an apostrophe.
Okay, that's a good edit.
In this article, I'll walk through how it actually works. It looks like it lowercased machine learning. That's the only thing that changed there, which is actually correct. In theory, it could provide. Okay, it's apparently I was on a roll with the wrong it's for this post. I might have expected it to update these token limits from when the post was originally written.
Oh, fascinating.
Unless this is still correct the way that it's written. I don't know.
Can you ask that?
Yeah. Actually, we should probably
the token limits.
These token limits and costs.
Eyeballs.
We've previously built a custom internal search engine using Ruby on Rails and Elasticsearch that helps people at thoughtbot find what they're looking for across all of our internal and external documentation. So I already had, oh wait, no, I thought this was a call to action. It's not. It's interesting. It's adding Weaviate. I've never. Okay, I've never used it before, but it is a correct tool for that. Oh, fixed a typo. Guides. So this is nice. It's linking the playbook and the guides.
Yep. That's good.
The document also describes, that is a legit typo. Here is the actual Ruby code, which lives in our Rails app. Again, linking that. Ready to build your own. Here's the CTA. Ready to build your own AI-powered documentation system. So I just had, we can help you apply ChatGPT and machine learning models to your product. If you'd like to chat about it, get in touch and check out our AI and machine learning services. Building an AI-powered documentation search system like this can transform how your team accesses and uses internal knowledge. Whether you're working with Rails, Elasticsearch, or exploring other AI integration possibilities, thoughtbot can help you implement these solutions effectively. Our team has extensive experience with Ruby on Rails and machine learning, search infrastructure with Elasticsearch and other modern solutions, building internal tools that improve developer productivity.
It's quite long.
It is long.
And it's got multiple calls to action.
Yeah.
I'm more drawn to yours. Like maybe there's another line in there around like value, but I think, especially for our very kind of direct audience, they don't like to be sold to. So I think just keeping it more concise is the way to go.
So here's it. It left a comment and then resolved my comment. And I don't want to bring up my email on the stream, but so
Good idea.
It basically said it did what AI does, which is you're absolutely right. This is out of date.
Yeah.
And then it updated it.
You're right. You're a genius. I'm sorry.
So current OpenAI models have varying context windows. GPT-3 supports up to 16,300. Yeah.
Okay, that's disappointing that it missed that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big miss.
But yeah. That's we adjusted the wording in order to get it to review the code because it didn't do that the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and how did we word that? We said, is there any technical content or code? Yeah, I would have expected. Yeah. That being said, the ability to just comment and say, hey, are you sure that this isn't out of date, and have it then take another look. That's nice.
And we can just learn how to kind of expand on this prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, the SEO ones are fairly expanded. We're saying, look at titles, look at these things. So we might just come up with a list of things like review code snippets, review references.
Right. We think this is too long and has multiple calls to action. Let's focus just on thoughtbots consulting services and keep it to one paragraph.
Yeah. Like,
well, what do you think? What's your takeaway?
promising to cut down time in our kind of SEO project process.
Mm-hmm. In theory, you could create an issue that says, do this for every post in 2022. You could do it with you could say, create an issue that does it with every post, but that would be a very big pull request.
Yeah.
But that could be interesting to do once, like, it might be too much, but once, we've gotten the guideline, the instructions working well and refined, it could be interesting to do it in a batch.
Do you think, so I mentioned like we would do all of this with human oversight. There'd be no auto updates. Everything would have a person reviewing it and either accepting or rejecting suggestions. Are there other, I'm trying to think, is there any other like pushback folks on our team might have to using AI for blog post reviews? We'd really want to make sure we don't lose our voice.
Right.
And that we accept so many AI recommendations, it starts sounding like AI instead of just identifying these like kind of smaller optimizations that don't affect like the true like intent and voice of the content.
Right. Right. So it revised this call to action. And even there, like, I probably would never write a system like this can transform how your team accesses and uses. I would probably say can improve how your team accesses. But the rest of it is fine. So I don't know whether it's possible to get it so fine grained as to that. Like, what instruction would we? I guess we would say like avoid words like transform or.
Yeah, and I mean I do that when I use AI for like editing or writing up outlines and things like that. I start a list of like, you don't use M dash, it still will. Don't use M dash, don't use emojis, don't bold within the context. Like there's a list of things it commonly does.
We should actually include those in the instructions too.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a few of those in that doc I shared with you. But, and then I have like a general line around like avoid cliche sayings that AI typically uses. But we could also be very specific with those. Don't say, in today's fast-paced industry, was one of their favorites. Avoid like transformation or like just like grandiose kind of terms, and try to write very simply.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with some more tweaking, we could get something that is more about, speeding up the things that we would already do. Because I think like we're not going to use AI to write new posts. Like,
right.
Yeah.
No, and as I'm most excited about the technical content, because that's the biggest gap for me. Or if we're like working with contract writers that aren't actual developers, how can we identify technical content that's out of date and like quickly get guidance on making it up to date.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. We're actually over time. So, Lindsey, thanks for stopping by and exploring this with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm excited about this. We'll keep working on it.
Awesome. Well, and next week we are going to be back on Friday instead of Thursday. And I'm going to be joined by, I think, more than one thoughtbot designer.
I have breaking news on that.
Oh,
You'll be joined by Kevin and Andrew.
Awesome. I'm going to be joined by Kevin and Andrew, and we're going to explore some AI tooling and design practices at thoughtbot. So that should be fun. We'll create something that looks beautiful, I'm sure, with the two of them on the call.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching. As always, if you're looking for a company to help you streamline your workflows, improve an existing app, or create something new, you can always do that by getting in touch with us at thoughtbot.com. And we'll see you next week.